Check it out, you guys. Snow on the ground and bifacial solar panels. We're finally testing to see if bifacial gain is legit with snow or not. And spoiler alert, it is pretty darn impressive. We're going to be testing two different kinds of solar panels. One is a 370 watt bifacial full-size residential solar panel. And the other one is the best solar panel you can buy on Amazon, I think, right now, in terms of cost and it just shipping to your door. This is the Sun 200 watt bifacial panel. We're going to be testing with snow on the ground as well as without snow on the ground, just to see what kind of boost a highly reflective surface like snow can give you if you have bifacial solar panels. Let's take a quick look at the specs on these two solar panels. First, this big one here, and it may be very difficult for you to see because this is incredibly small typing, but it's a 370 watt panel. Our VOC is rated at 41.40. Next, this smaller one here, this is a 200 watt panel, and this says its open circuit voltage is 27.31. So what I'm going to do is throw them out here in the sun, and then we'll take a reading on the VOC and see what we actually get with some very bright snow on the ground. Just a quick pro tip, if you're trying to align your solar panels, just get a can of food and stick it on and see how long the shadow is. If it's basically non-existent, which we're really close to on this, you've got the solar panel aligned just about perfectly. Okay, 370 watt bifacial panel with snow on the ground and aligned as best as we can get. We are currently getting 39.33 volts open circuit. So not quite the 41 or whatever it's rated for. However, it has taken me a few minutes here to get this deployed and the cable hooked up and stuff. So I'm sure the panel has warmed up just a little bit from sitting there in the sun. So maybe right when the first rays of sun hit it on a cold morning, you could go up to its full VOC or above, but we are a couple of volts below it, as you saw. Okay, let's test power generation. Okay, I've got the Anker Solix F2000 hooked up. You can see the wire going back to the panel. So again, a reminder, this panel is 370 watts rated, and take a look at that. 390, it was 390 for a second. Let's see if it'll track again there. 387, it's vacillating between 360 and 390. 375, 393, so again, vacillating a little bit as it tracks. Very impressive. So we are getting over the rated output of that particular solar panel, and I think that's because we are actually getting some bifacial gain. Okay, next the 200 watt Sun panel from Amazon. I can't get as steep of an angle on that panel as this big panel just because I don't have a stand sufficient that's available for it. So I'm just using that stick that you can see behind it, and that's just what we'll use. It's just going in a vertical position as steep of an angle as we can get for it right now. VOC on this panel, check this out, you guys, 29.78. So that is actually over the VOC by a solid volt and a half-ish, almost 2 volts actually. So very impressive performance from this. The Sun panels have just knocked it out of the park every time I've tested them. So it'll be fun to hook up this power station here and see what kind of performance we're getting with the snow on the ground. Okay, so the Sun Amazon 200 watt bifacial panel is hooked up now. It's really bright out here, but check it out. 232 watts. So 32 watts over its rated, full capacity. Rarely do you ever see the full rated wattage. So when you go over the rated output for a solar panel by that much, that is very impressive. So I think we can conclusively say that snow combined with bifacial solar panels, so long as they're up far enough to reap some of the reflection on the backside, makes a tremendous and meaningful improvement for your total solar output. Okay, so now I've cleared a little area free of snow here, and we're going to do the same test, but without the snow reflecting on the back of this panel. Now I know I have this bright colored fence that I'm sure is going to add a little bit of bifacial gain, but nonetheless it'll be a good experiment, I think. VOC has dropped a little bit, not too much, about a volt is all. All right, so now I've got this power station. Once again, we're probably getting a little bifacial gain from this fence because I've slid this back a little bit, but we do not have any snow immediately around the back of the solar panel here. If we take a look, we're 365 there for just a second, 342, it's tracking a little bit, 367, 356, 345, 373, there's a little jump, 361. So we aren't getting the 390 plus watt range like we were before, but we are still getting fairly decent performance. But you can see that the snow does indeed make a little bit of a difference. But we are still knocking on the door of full rated output for this particular solar panel, which I think is very impressive. We do also need to acknowledge that it's a cool day, and we do have a bunch of reflecting snow here in the front. So we're getting the direct sun from the sky, and then we're also getting the reflected light on the front side here of this panel. I think that could certainly be helping, not to mention the reflective fence right back here. So again, this is not lab testing conditions. I'm just trying to show you a little bit about what the possible gains could be. Okay, next we've got the Sun Amazon solar panel. It's coming over here, and we're going to test VOC 27.95. So once again, I think this panel is just incredible because that's still above spec, actually, which is important to know because, you don't want to overvolt charge controllers, but it just goes to show just how excellent of performance these Sun solar panels have. Okay, so now I've got the power station hooked up to the Sun panel, and check this out, you guys. Still 220 watts, so we've lost 10 watts from being, on the snow, but we're still over the rated output of that solar panel. So it's just a really, really high quality panel. You should really, really check out my full review on them because they are an excellent prospect to add to your solar gear. Once again, I got these, pushback here. We were getting some bifacial gain, I'm sure, from that fence behind them. I think we can confidently say adding snow to the mix certainly boosts the performance of your solar. Is it night and day difference? Not necessarily on a small scale, but it could be on a large scale. You have a large array, boy, add up every, 10 plus extra watts per panel across 40 or 60 panels. That is substantial. I do want to throw out a plug here for something. This video is 100% non-sponsored. In fact, I purchased these with my own money. But that's these awesome stands. So I've got these front stands that are boosting the bottom of the solar panel up. And then I have these awesome telescoping back stands here that not only adjust in height, but also in angle at this hinge point. They also come with some really nice ropes and a staking system, so that if you're deploying this in a semi-permanent fashion, you can really anchor the solar panel down and secure it against wind and what have you. Certainly not going to hold up in a hurricane, but your average wind, it helps tremendously. I don't have it right now because it's just very temporary for this test. But I love these stands because it gives me incredible flexibility with the angle and positioning of the solar panels, and kind of transforms my full-size residential panels into a quote-unquote portable panel. However, you're not going to be loading this up in the back of your car, but I can kind of move it around my yard and set up a very significant solar array quite easily. So this would be a perfect solution for someone that doesn't want to deal with, pouring concrete footings or anything like that at their house for their solar array, or renters that can't install a permanent array of any kind, but want to deploy a significantly sized solar array to help offset costs they might have for electricity. And by the way, these stands work great with full-size residential panels, as well as slightly smaller ones like these Sun panels. And this could be very powerful for like an RV setup or something, to go ahead and get these stands and deploy them on smaller panels that can kind of pack away and store easily. And then just one more plug for 2 more resources. If you aren't convinced already from this video that this Sun panel is amazing, then check out the full review video I do for these down in the description. These are literally perfect to pair with portable power stations because of their VOC. Granted, you do need to be a little careful, as we saw in cold, bright, sunny situations like this. But the performance you get for a panel that you can order and ship to your door is next to none. This thing is incredible. Now there's always the comments that say, oh, I'm never buying something on Amazon because they're really expensive. That is true. If you have a local solar panel supplier like I do that can give you full residential size panels, that's going to be substantially cheaper. I'm going to leave a link to my solar panel supplier. I have never seen panels as cheap, brand new, than what he sells them for. It's from Payoff Solar, and they will ship you panels anywhere in the country, but the cost of shipping is pretty restrictive at that point. Sometimes it's actually better to just go with the Sun units, unless you're going to get an entire pallet of these large panels. But if you live in the state of Utah or are going to be driving through on a trip, you may want to consider stopping by and picking up some of these panels from Payoff Solar. He doesn't have these particular panels anymore. What they do is they buy gluts of solar panels and then sell them for dirt cheap to people like you and me. So I'll have links to both of these down in the description you guys can check out and make use of. I'll also have links down in the description to where you can book a one-on-one video consultation with me, as well as submit a guaranteed to be answered question. A lot of my viewers have found those resources very helpful. You guys keep saying that these pure educational testing type videos are the most valuable to you. So that's the case. Please let it show by doing the 5 free things: like, comment, share, subscribe, and hype. Those are metrics that I can easily see just at a quick glance, and I can tell which videos are resonating better with my audience based on those metrics. So please consider doing those things. It also really helps get the video in front of more eyeballs. YouTube is not a very nice place for small creators these days. But I certainly learned something new today, and I hope you did as well. So stay tuned for more. We've always got more epic stuff in the pipeline. Stay safe, and we'll catch y'all next time.